I'm Jenny, the busy bee educator. Bzzz. I am here because I am super excited to announce a brand new series that I will be posting on my blog, the Virtual Learning Spotlight. In this video, I will be spotlighting Vittle, an amazing app, and I will be exploring how it supports administration, teachers, students, and their families. Yay! Let's begin! First, let's explore how Vittle supports administrators. First, let's note that it is important to make sure that you have cultivated a shared vision for technology integration. We love technology! Yay! Because of how easy Vittle is to use, it is likely that Vittle will inspire all groups of technology users. When examining the likelihood of staff and faculty to integrate a brand new technology tool, it's important to think of the diffusion of innovation theory. This theory shows that individuals fall into one of 5 categories when it comes time to integrating a new intervention, such as Vittle. Your 5 groups are innovators, people who have created apps such as Vittle, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. Barriers to technology integration often include ease of the technology and the time needed to integrate the technology. So because that Vittle is so easy to use, we are hoping that the late majority and the laggards, those who are highly resistant to change, will then move into a different group of those who are more likely to integrate a new innovation. So how can Vittle support administrators? It can be used to provide ongoing professional development. Really? Yes! How can Vittle be used to provide ongoing professional development? Let's say an administrator has content that needs to be distributed to the faculty and staff. Currently, a popular professional development technique is to have long standalone days that focus on a topic that are given to everyone at the same time. So is there a better, more efficient way to disperse content to the faculty and staff? So instead of scheduling a long all-day or multiple-hour training session, you could take content and break it down into 7 to 10-minute chunks and make little videos such as these using Vittle. Then, what do we do next? How do we disperse the content to our faculty and staff? Administrators can utilize online platforms such as Google Classroom or Canvas to upload their content using Vittle. By doing this, you're creating professional development that's easily accessible throughout the year. And let's be honest with you, switching over to this format of professional development is going to make administrators even more loved by their staff and faculty. Yay! Next, let's explore how Vittle supports teachers. First, Vittle supports 21st century learning. What does that mean? The 4 C's of 21st century learning include creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. Vittle allows students to be creative in how they express their understanding. Vittle also encourages critical thinking because students apply critical thinking when determining how to express their understanding. It is a communication tool, and Vittle also supports collaboration, in which students can draw and record their videos side by side. These 4 C's are known as soft skills. Employers of today prefer soft skills over hard skills. It is easier to train employees a specific hard skill rather than soft skills such as creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. So by teaching our students these 4 C's, we are preparing them for success in a 21st century learning world. Secondly, Vittle aligns to the ISTE standards for students. What are the ISTE standards for students? Where can I find these standards? You can find the ISTE standards for students by visiting this website, iste.org/standards. Let's take a look at some of these standards and how Vittle can support teachers. There are 7 ISTE standards for students, including the Empowered Learner, Digital Citizen, Knowledge Constructor, Innovative Designer, Computational Thinker, Creative Communicator, and Global Collaborator. Vittle best supports ISTE Standards 1.3, Knowledge Constructor, 1.6, Creative Communicator, and 1.7, Global Collaborator. ISTE Standard 1.3 states that students critically curate a variety of resources using digital tools to construct knowledge, produce creative artifacts, and make meaningful learning experiences for themselves and others. Vittle supports this standard because it is an excellent platform in creating creative artifacts that demonstrate understanding. ISTE Standard 1.6, the Creative Communicator, states that students communicate clearly and express themselves creatively for a variety of purposes using the platforms, tools, styles, formats, and digital media appropriate for their goals. Vittle is an excellent communication resource because you can record, edit, and view previous recordings to put together a wonderful digital presentation. ISTE Standard 1.7, the Global Collaborator, states that students use digital tools to broaden their perspectives and enrich their learning by collaborating with others and working effectively in teams locally and globally. Vittle can be used locally to be able to collaborate with students in an in-person setting and then share on a global sharing platform such as Google Classroom or Canvas. Now that we've explored how Vittle aligns to ISTE standards for students, let's look to see additional ways that Vittle can support teachers. Vittle promotes guide on-site instruction. A previous way of teaching was Sage on Stage, in which professors or teachers would be the sole person to distribute knowledge in lecture format to the audience. Now, there are better ways to pass on information to students. How can we utilize effective guide-on-site instruction to increase engagement, motivation, and lastly, student achievement? Research consistently indicates that guide-on-site instruction is more effective than Sage on Stage in which students and teachers work closely together, side by side, on achieving student outcomes. Vittle supports this by allowing students and educators to use this app to display information, showcase understanding, and create interesting new learning artifacts. Lastly, Vittle promotes learner-centered instruction, which shifts focus of instruction from instructors to students. So how can Vittle support learner-centered instruction? Instructor-centered education is the sage on stage method, in which you have content that the instructor leads in the lectures to distribute the information to the audience. Learner-centered education supports the guide on side method. You can use Vittle to design the content and post on online classroom platforms such as Google or Canvas. This way, students can use electronic devices and mobile devices to access the curriculum any place, anytime. Vittle, by doing this, helps create a more equitable and accessible curriculum that integrates technology. In learner-centered instruction, in which the teacher is the guide on the side, the teacher acts as the facilitator, in which the teacher is there to support and monitor the students' academic growth as they work on mastery of the objectives. Now that we have explored how Vittle supports teachers, it is important to note that Vittle can be easily used and integrated into all three learning environments, whether the environment is in person, online, or hybrid. Yay! That's amazing! Now that we've explored how Vittle supports administration and teachers, let's explore how Vittle supports students and their families. First, Vittle supports multiple learning preferences. Vittle supports visual learners by helping them see the content represented in different ways. Vittle supports auditory learners by being able to listen to content anytime, any place. Vittle also supports kinesthetic learners that prefer to learn by doing, by using tactile, hands-on approaches to learning. Secondly, Vittle provides choices in representing learning. Let's take a look at an example. This is me, Jenny, the busy bee educator. Hello! I am a student at the American College of Education, finishing my graduate certification in virtual instruction. To finish my capstone experience, I was asked to design an original contribution highlighting what I have learned during my time at the American College of Education. Let's take a look at the choices I was able to select from. Here are the options I was able to select from when it came time to creating my original contribution. I could write a journal article. I could contribute to a newsletter or a website. I could put together and conduct a professional development. I could contribute to a web page or blog, or I could create a multimedia presentation. I selected the multimedia presentation to make this amazing video showcasing how Vittle supports educators, administrators, and students. I selected making this multimedia presentation on Vittle because it plays to my strengths of my learning preferences. I am a visual and kinesthetic learner. So being able to draw my different understandings and be able to talk through what I have learned and how it can be applied to Vittle hopefully has shown you how Vittle can also help other learners with similar learning preferences. Also, what's also interesting to note is that by putting together this multimedia presentation, I can also share it on my webpage. I can also share it through my professional development courses that I create for my workplace environment, and I can also share it among my professional learning community. And lastly, Vittle helps families support their children with homework. Mommy, I need help with my homework. What is 1 plus 1 and 2 plus 2? I don't understand. Can you help me? Of course, sweetie. Let me get my iPad and I'll use Vittle to help you with your homework. This plus sign means that we are going to join two groups together. Over here we have 1. Over here we have 1. And now what we're going to do is we are going to join them together. How can we join these together? Let's see. We've joined these together to make one group. Let's count how many is in our group. 1, 2. So 1 plus 1 equals how many? 2. Great job! And the best part is that whenever a family helps their child with a piece of homework, they can save their videos on the Vittle app, so that way the children can access homework help anytime, anywhere. We have now explored the different ways that Vittle can support administrators, teachers, students, and their families. We have also explored ways that Vittle showcases 21st century learning and how it aligns the ISTE standards for students. I really hope you enjoyed this multimedia presentation on Vittle. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Please email me at jennyvassar@gmail.com. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful school year. Take care, everybody. Bye!